All right, guys, we're good for Shelty.
Hey, Shelty, what did you see from JT tonight? It looked like maybe a little bit below what we've been used to seeing in terms of stuff.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Jace. And we've seen him have really good stuff. I thought early in the game, he didn't command his slider very well. He missed a couple spots with his fastball. I mean, he gave up 2 runs on that one really placed fly ball when we were shifted over, which cost him 2 runs. But I think for me, this is the first time this year we've seen him have any adversity, and he bounced back. What, he get 10 or 11 in a row to end. Found the command of his fastball, was able to execute. We talk about moments of younger players getting better. This is the first time this year he's had any adversity, and we saw him step up. I mean, I think, very easily that could have been a 3-inning start for him, and he doesn't execute pitches, but he did a nice job getting us, almost got us through 6, which helps us out. But early was not very sharp, and then kind of turned it up a little bit, and it was good to see.
Derek, could you elaborate on that? You said early wasn't very sharp, but then he turned it around. What sort of started working there from, just what was the difference between those first couple innings and those last couple when he was getting outs?
I think command of the slider early on, the slider was not located very well. The fastball wasn't located very well either. And then, the second and third time through, he really started to command the baseball.
And the pitch to Arenado that he put out, it didn't seem, from up here and on the TV broadcast, didn't seem like it was the worst pitch ever. It didn't really seem like a terrible mistake, but did you see that it caught a little bit too much plate?
Yeah, it caught too much. Yeah, it caught too much plate. It wasn't a terrible pitch, but you have to execute really good pitches to Nolan, because, he has done a nice job capitalizing on mistakes his entire career, and it caught too much of the plate.
Gant, it seemed like you guys couldn't touch him until the 6th inning. What did he have tonight?
Yeah, well, he commanded the zone. I think that was a big thing. We knew the changeup was going to be good, and it's been good against us in the past, but I think the command of the zone is what stood out today.
Is that a precautionary move, Shelty, taking Tom out of the game? I think he fouled him off his foot, or was that?
Yeah, he felt something in that last at bat, so we got him out.
That bloop single that dropped in, scored 2. I know it seemed like kind of a backbreaker in the game, but that play, is there anything that can be done there, or is that just sort of like you're in the shift and that's the way guys are and it, just how did you see that play?
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. You're in a shift, and if Gonzo makes it, he makes a great over the shoulder catch that would have been, phenomenal. And with Newman's angle, he just couldn't get there. It was just one of those things that we executed a pitch and they hit the ball softly and it landed kind of in no man's land.
Derek, we saw the other day in Pittsburgh that Perez was getting some extra work in before BP, and he's in a really tough skid right now. Just what are you seeing from him that's just not working?
Yeah, I think the biggest, it's a challenge for backup catchers because you're playing once every 4 or 5 days, and it's a tough assignment. I think right now we're seeing some timing where he's in between, and that happens with guys that aren't everyday players, and we just got to get the timing to be more consistent.
Anything else for Shelty? Cool.
Thanks, guys.
All right, guys, we are good for JT.
Hey, JT, just wanted to ask how you felt sort of about the stuff that you had tonight, and also how were you able to battle back, stay in there, and finish as strong as you did?
I feel like my stuff was there. Just didn't really utilize all my stuff early on. Slider was the main pitch we used early on, and that was probably the game plan that they saw was I use a heavy dose of sliders. So they were probably looking for spin in the zone, laying off spin, starting at a certain point that's going to end up a ball. And then we just made the adjustment to use the fastball a little bit more, and then mix in the spin. So really it was just just that slight adjustment there after the third, just using the fastball a little bit more, movement around.
JT, the homer by Arenado, was that pitch? It seemed like it was better located than like other mistakes. Was that also just a regular mistake, or did he really just hit a good pitch?
That's, I mean, it's a tip your cap pitch. Felt like I made a good pitch, 1-0, and then went back and felt like it was in the same exact spot. And he leaned out and caught barrel and pulled it into left center. And it got out. So, I mean, it's a tip your cap pitch. The guy's hot right now. So, definitely a note to keep for next time around.
JT, your
And what-
manager. Go ahead, Gerald. Go ahead.
Jared?
Thank you. JT, Derek Shelton made the point that this is kind of the first night you've had any adversity this season. Did you learn anything about yourself getting through that adversity and finishing up strong?
Oh yeah, definitely. Still able to go after hitters like my mindset sets in. I never felt like I was trying to nibble throughout that game. I know I had 3 walks. I don't know. Did I have any walks after the third? I honestly don't remember.
No.
Jared's saying no. Okay.
No.
3 walks early. Like I was telling Jason, just used the slider quite a bit, and that was probably their game plan, knowing that I utilized my slider. So after that third inning, I just felt like I didn't really nibble. Still was trying to attack the zone. So definitely a learning point of just being able to still mix my pitches, even though some things happen. I mean, Edmonds hit fell in. So just know that I was making pitches and some stuff was falling their way.
JT, I wanted to ask you about that second at bat with Sosa. It was after that walk, and I know he like jumped on that first pitch sinker, and then you sort of tried to avoid him the first couple pitches and left one up. Is that sort of what happened there? And
Yeah.
sort of just got hit by the rookie.
Yeah, I was trying to make him hit my pitch and just brought the pitch up just a bit too much, and he was able to hit it down. You're talking about the double, right?
Yeah, because you avoided him.
So it was just brought it up a little bit too much, and good piece of hitting. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do with an away off-speed pitch, is drive it the other way. So, yeah, I wasn't trying to throw him a strike by any means. I was trying to get him to hit my pitch and put the ball in play to try to get the pitcher to lead off the next inning. Fortunately, I just left it up a little bit.
JT, watching from up here, I just wanted to check something with you to make sure I wasn't nuts, but you looked pretty hot after the Arenado home run. You looked kind of upset, but you've been able to like turn the page on that stuff pretty quickly. Just curious, like, what's your mindset there? How quickly are you able to do that?
Really, I mean, after the Arenado home run, yeah, I was a little hot, just because, I mean, you make a pitch, he hits it out. I mean, it's like, a little upset. I mean, but then you realize, I mean, it's baseball. I mean, anything can happen. I mean, it's unbelievable what can happen in this game. But then after that, it kind of flipped the switch of realizing like, oh, well, I wasn't using my fastball much. So I was like, Yachty's coming up. I know he can be an ambusher. So I was just going right after him with fastballs. And then I fell back into the trap of back to the off-speed slider stuff. So I flipped the switch and then fell back into a trap of my best pitch. So, I mean, that's just a learning point right there for me.
Anything else for JT?
All
Cool.
good.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, man.
All right, guys, we're good for Kevin.
Kevin, just from an opposing hitter point of view, what did you see out of Gant tonight? And, how were you able to have success against two hits?
It was working in, he was working out, locating his off speed. And for me, just, I got a couple good pitches to hit, put the barrel on it, found some grass.
To see Brubaker battle back after the third inning.
That's huge for us and it's huge for him. I don't know if I kind of heard you, but kind of cut out a little bit, but he was, he gave us, some innings and we needed that. So for him to, go back out there and continue to, throw the ball the way he can and get us those last few innings, it was big.
Kevin, you had a pretty decent view of that blooper that fell. I know it's just tough luck in the shift. From your view, how close did Eric get to that? Did you think that he might have had it?
Yeah, unfortunately I had a great view of it. It's, Edmund couldn't have thrown that ball any better. Gonzo did a great job tracking it down and getting as close as he did. And yeah, he was really close, but that's a play where, he makes that and it's number one on Sports Center and, running backwards, tracking the ball over your head. It's really difficult. So, bummer, fell and scored 2 runs on a hit like that, but that's how baseball is sometimes.
You guys have been in a lot of games, and I'm just kind of curious, like how are you able to look at that and see the positive that we're right there? Does it get frustrating that we're right there and we're not all the way through? Like how sort of the mindset of the team with being as competitive as you are, but you're still probably on the wrong end of more ones than you'd like.
Yeah, I mean, we are right in them and we know it. And you're right. Yeah, it does. You definitely get tired of coming up short, but at the end of the day, we're out there and giving everything we have, and it's not going our way. So right now, and a hit like that as a perfect example. But it's going to switch, and we'll start getting some knocks like that. And we've got good talented players here. We've got a great pitching staff, and we know we'll turn things around.
Kevin, is that really a strategy for the whole offense right now? I know there's been some struggles. You guys have talked about getting guys on base, but struggling to get that final knock. Is it just kind of stay the course, like those will drop eventually? That's kind of the mindset.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, it's just trusting your ability and your preparation. And we prepare really well and work really hard. So those are the things that we can control, and we go out there and perform. And you can't necessarily control whether or not you line out to somebody or you hit a jam job over the first baseman. So, those are the things that, we don't really buy into too much, just kind of control we can control.
Good for Kevin. All right, guys. Night.
All right,
Thanks
see
for
you guys.
everything.
Good job, Dan.
Yeah, and that was excellent. I don't know if you can hear.
All right, that's enough.